Hello and welcome to another Raggy's craft beer review. Today, a new beer from, well, recent released from Blue Monkey Brewery. Blue Monkey Brewery, based in Giltbrook, next to IKEA in Nottingham. Uh, Most well known as a traditional brewery, you know, Marmoset, Primate, Infinity, amongst a load of beers. Why is it whenever you try and do a beer review, you forget the name of the beers? Gorilla Stout, Amaretto, Chocolate Stout. There's lots of beers. This is their Cinder Toffee Stout. The funny thing is, I actually had this on cask the other week at the Star Inn in Beeston, and it was widely because we're I go drinking with friends, and we're part of a collective called the Happy Drinkers. There is now 10 of us in total. So yeah, and that's not counting the children. So it's a collective who go drinking together, mainly at the Star Inn, sometimes the Crown Inn, sometimes the Pottle, and maybe even Totally Brewed's tap room, and other places in Beeston. So this is Cinder Toffee Stout. So I had it the other week on cask. First time out of a can. 5%, unfiltered, unfined. Blue Monkey Brewery. The hops are Magnum. They do love to use those Magnum hops. Blue Monkey Brewery, you know, they've just recently updated their craft beer kit because they're doing so well. So it's good to hear. I do like the people who are both own Blue Monkey and the management team, and also the brewers as well. Yeah, lots of great people over there doing good stuff for the brewery community. 4 pubs they've got. Nearest one based to me is in Arnold. All surprisingly called the Organ Grinder. Yeah. Sounds like the wife, the organ grinder. So don't tell her. God's sakes, don't want to bollock him. So a black pour, 1, 2, 3 finger head, but that's mainly my pouring. Toffee on the nose. I've got to be honest, toffee, and I'm getting butterscotch vibes from this. Toffee and butterscotch are not overly far apart, to be fair. But yeah, smelling lovely. Lovely bubbly head as well. So, cheers all. I'm going to dive in and peruse the upcoming days ahead. If you live local to Blue Monkey, you may be able to go to their brewery. If you go to their brewery, you'll get beers in the brewery that sadly you won't see anywhere else, like small batch releases. I've not been to the brewery since the craft beer launch, primarily because I work every flipping Saturday. And by the time I finish work, we go out for a beer, and I've got no time because someone picks us up, which is great for me because it means I can have a drink and do cask beer reviews over at Beeston. So yeah, I've done a couple of Blue Monkey beer reviews just recently. Got to say, I drank some damn nice beer. In fact, I did 2 last weekend, one this weekend just gone. So I've done 3 cask beer reviews, and it's always interesting to do cask beer reviews to see the condition of the cask. The second beer review I did, the cask was at the end, but it was still tasting great. So there's a testament. It was hazy, but it was. I got the last beer out of the cask, and he said to me, "Do you want to keep it?" I said, "Yeah. One of my favourite breweries, so I want to." Was hoping he might give me a freebie, but you know, tight boggers. No such freebies. Yeah, you know you're not getting freebies. So is what it is. So drinking out of a Navigation Brewery glass. A Navigation Brewery, an amazing brewery based next to Trent Bridge, basically. And they did a collaboration brew called Navi Blue, 4.8% pale. I mean, both breweries, amazing breweries. Dom and Craig and Johnny over at Navigation, and obviously Keir and Daniel over at Blue Monkey Brewery. Yeah, and what I love about Nottingham's breweries is you would think there would be a bigger rivalry, but there isn't. You know, for the majority of the breweries, they all play really well together. And going forward, certainly in this moment that we are living in, this thing with playing nicely with breweries, the best pubs, without a shadow of a doubt, are the pubs that have guest beers in. They may have their core range, obviously, because some people will only drink core range beers, you know, mainly the older generation. And then there are people who like something new, who like a taste of something different. And there's where pubs who have varied beers, an ever-changing list of beers, are the ones that win. And especially for the good beers and kept well. Beers that are kept well. And I'll give you an example. A friend of mine had a beer at the Organ Grinder at Canning Circus in Nottingham, called Organ Grinder Nottingham. And he had, I think it was BG Sips. Tasted amazing. And then he went to another pub in Beeston and BG Sips on again. He had it. And I mean, he's told me this story. And it tasted nothing like the BG Sips that he just had at the Blue Monkey pub. So that just goes to show you that, you know, keeping your lines to perfection, keeping your cask spot on, you know, is an art. And I know this because we had yeah, we had some Raggy's Golden Ale over at Callum in Newark, and both me and the boss, neither of us know what we're doing, tapped the cask rather, and ended up with half of it over us. Yep, smelt like a trooper. And all that Raggy's wasted, gutted. And yeah, never really did sell it. two casks wasted. God knows what he paid for it, but yeah, sacrilege. I helped brew the beer and all. Will there be another Raggy's at some stage? I'd like to think so. I'd like to think one of the local breweries would do something along them lines. Be it trad or craft beer. Anyway, on to this. Beautiful toffee nose on this. I've just drank and the reason I do longer reviews, as I've stated a million times before, is because beer breathes. The air gets to the beer, it brings out other elements. You don't go into a pub and drink a pint in like 3 or 4 minutes. One, you get drunk very quickly. And two, it's better to experience the beer. There are people who put effort into making a great beer. And, you know, who've got an admiration of the beer they do. And the two brewers at Blue Monkey Brewery that I know of, and there might be other brewers, Keir and Daniel, spoke to them and at the craft beer launch. And I'd spoke to Daniel before over at Robin Hood Beer Festival, albeit I was half intoxicated at the time. And from what I've heard from lots of people in the beer scene, is that, you know, is doing a fantastic job, and hats off to that. You know, any brewery is only as good as the beer they're putting out, and if the beer's getting better and better and is excellent, and it's all good for that brewery. You know, having somebody there with a passion It's like any job. If you've got somebody with a passion for what they do, who's good at what they do, it can only be good for the business. I mean, I'm a gardener, so my workplace is benefiting from the fact that I can make thousands of pounds worth of plants for very little money, from very little money, if not from nothing. Cuttings, harvested seeds. And so yeah, the toffee nose, there's the burnt element coming into the toffee. It comes, it goes, and it's tasting pretty spot on, gotta be honest. Blue Monkey Brewery this weekend, and I've not been able to go down, and I'm hoping they haven't sold out before I actually get a can, and I'm hoping Adventure Bay actually stock it, which saves me the hassle of trying to get down when I work every single weekend. It's not easy. There is a chance I can go down next Saturday, this Saturday coming, because I'm driving to Ilkeston for a tap takeover. So I could pop by the brewery on the way down to the shop, pick up what I need to pick up. Yeah, so they've released a rum and raisin stout. One of my favourite flavours out there. Ginger's one. I love ginger. I love butterscotch. Plum. Oh, plum porters. And I love rum and raisin, plum, ginger. Yeah. Butterscotch. Yeah. I've confused myself now. But in any case, yeah, I'm hoping they've still got it. If you live in locally to Blue Monkey Brewery, get yourself down there. By all accounts, it's selling fast. It's a small batch brew. It's interesting, the small batch brews. I suppose it's a way of measuring the interest levels before you go large. No brewery wants to brew 1,000 cans and find out you can only sell 250 before they go out of date. So there is that. I kind of wish, and not this year. I just haven't got the pennies. But Blue Monkey have actually bringing out their own advent calendar of 24 different beers in. Now there's a lot of breweries bringing out their own advent calendars, but a lot of the beers are repeated. And I've got to be honest, I would never ever buy an advent calendar where I knowingly know that a beer has been repeated, because I just don't want to do that. I want a different beer every day. If I'm reviewing it on this channel, I want a different beer. And these guys have bought out a calendar with 24 different beers in. Maybe next year, when the Weald and my bank balance sorts itself out, I will get that and support a local brewery doing an advent calendar. One never knows the future, and we've had an atrocious end to the year financially, and it's not ended yet. But for now, I'll have to do single reviews. So, tasting absolutely spot on. Loving the toffee, and then the slightly burnt element that seems to come in and drift off, and a creamy buttery element that seems to flow in the toffee. Yeah, it's a lovely beer. We are talking shed temperature, which is this time of the year. It's not warm. So on cask, this would be more creamy and smooth, with still that burnt element. This is cold in here, so I'm getting a different temperature, which is nice actually, because I'm experiencing the beer like a keg temperature. So if this was on a keg line in the pub, I'm experiencing it at that temperature. Blue Monkey Brewery. The craft beer launch I thought was a good launch. A lot of different beers. As you can see, I've still got 2 of the original craft beer launch beers. I've also got the Californian IPA just there. So I do try and pick them up whenever I can. Adventure beer is my god in that respect, because like I say, at the moment I'm working 6 days a week and it's literally not easy to get anywhere near the brewery to pick up any. Like the special releases, the barrel aged beers, I've just struggled. And whether I want them or not, and I do want them, I've not been able to get down. Luckily, I tried. I bet they've sold out by now anyway. But I've tried the barrel aged beer. I'm sure I tried both of them over at the Robin Hood Beer Festival. Yes. So yeah, it turned out they were really nice as well. I think I drank one, but didn't review. I drank one and reviewed it, even though it was ever so busy. Where they was next to the stage, and I served on the navigation bar across from there, and oh my gosh, couldn't hear a word people were saying. So, love the toffee. Sure, I got a butterscotch, but for me, a good 4.5 out of 5, and really excited to see the future and what they're going to brew. Would love to see some imperial stouts, not the barrel aged ones because they've done that before, the silverbacks, but maybe fruited ones like a plum porter, like a, you know, chocolate and peanut. And I know the good man Dan has got experience with imperial stouts, so that would be interesting. In any case, thank you for watching and see you soon. Cheers all.